Hi guys, Aviation JFK here, back at you with another video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a model airport terminal, or terminals, as you see in front. Now just a quick disclaimer, these airports, these terminals, I built them at school. So I had like a lot of tools and resources available to me, mainly a lot of wood and stuff. Now I built the two that you see in front of me completely from scratch for my JFK model airport, which I'm going to be building in the next few weeks. Stay tuned for a build video. So I just wanted to make it clear that my airport buildings are made out of 1/4-inch ply and small other pieces of 2x4, which I cut on a laser cutter. And I know this is probably not really realistic because not everyone or nearly no one has a laser cutter available to them, but I built my terminals at school because that's where I was able to and I had the resources. So yeah, you might want to find some sort of laser cutting service to cut the holes, because cutting them with a Dremel, for example, it probably won't end up neatly, as you see here. Unless you find another way of constructing around it. So yeah. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is decide whether you're making a terminal building which is a replica of one that already exists, or building a basic simple shell where you can just attach your gates to. I chose to build JFK Terminal 1 and 2, 1 being on the left and 2 being on the right. Now I recommend you to, as I said before, find a laser cutting service that will laser cut these pieces of wood for you, because you just get much nicer results. It becomes a lot cleaner and you can just make very symmetrical shapes. So you're going to want that, and you're also going to want to get your supplies. So as you can see, the windows are over there, here, that's made of acrylic, and I just painted, I masked off and then just spray painted, and I got a kind of window gridded finish. And the same was done for this building here. Now I would go as far as saying that you could build this with standard household tools, but I just don't think that's the case, because a lot of these pieces require sanding. So yeah, but the whole painting process and sticking it together is fairly easy. All you need is a hot glue gun and your paint, and an X-Acto blade and stuff. So here is another angle of the Terminal 1, so I can show you some of the pieces and how I made them. Pretty much everything is laser cut except for these pieces here, which you can take off. These are just pieces of 2x4 which I sanded down to get the slanted edge, and then this piece at the top is a laser cut piece. Again, as I said, this piece would be really hard to cut on a Dremel, so I would definitely recommend finding a laser cutting service if you wanted to do this properly. So yeah, I just wanted to mention, if you're going to be building a replica of a terminal building of an airport that you're building, I would definitely go on Flight Radar and somehow work out the measurements. What I did for my terminal buildings was I got this sheet and kind of just cut out how my airport would be looking. I don't know if you can see the resemblance from before. But you're going to want to scale it down, and you're going to want to find the exact measurements of your terminal airport in real life. So just search it up. Mine took a bit of hard searching to find. I couldn't find the exact height, hence why like the height of my building is like vastly off and like way too tall. But yeah, you're going to want to find your measurements, and then eventually you'll have like exact placements and stuff of where you're going to want them and how big and how tall you want them. So yeah, and then if you're doing this by laser cutter, it's going to be really precise, and you're going to want to use Adobe Illustrator if that's available to you to draw out the individual pieces. Not sure if you can see like the joint there that I made. Like these are like individual pieces that I laser cut out. This is like really like messy there, but I'm not the craftiest person in the world. But yeah, this is just stuck together with hot glue, and the windows are made out of a laser cut piece of acrylic, which I just masked off and like spray painted. But yeah. And also you're going to want to take into account your gates. So like if you're building a scale model of a terminal of a particular airport, you're also going to want to have to take into consideration where the gates are going to go. You see these blocks here, that's where like the jet bridges will be going on my airport. But like obviously I haven't attached them yet because I'm not exactly sure where I want to put the gates yet, or like the exact measurements, because like my airport board this isn't actually the actual exact airport board. It's gonna be like a little bit longer because I'm gonna have a couple of taxiways and like runway in there. But yeah, you're gonna want to like you should probably plan ahead for like where your gates are gonna go. And this really only applies to the people that like make a exact replica of a specific airport. Otherwise if you're just building a random terminal for like a fictional airport, you can kind of just like go ham and like do whatever you want and build like whatever size you want. Still take into consideration the size of gates, obviously. But a good thing to do is like get a piece of cardboard like I've done here and just stick like an airport foil on, which you can like find on the internet, and you can like kind of just place it and see where the gates are gonna go and see like how big your airport or like your terminal area is gonna be. So yeah. So that's kind of it for the planning phase and like deciding how you want to build your terminal and what you want to build and what you want to build it out of. So now is the part of the video where I actually show you footage of me building my terminals. I apologize if the footage isn't the best. That's because I had to film it at school and I'm not actually allowed to film at school. So yeah, enjoy. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the way I built my model airport terminals. Please consider subscribing, it would mean a lot to me. And look out for future videos on my model airport.